Hi, this is Jill Roberts from Psychic Today, and I have some exciting news. I've created a website based on you, the audience. So only you guys will be able to access this information. So it's based on the show because we're going through this journey together. And I thought it was important to have a space for you. If you had any comments or questions, or you're interested in any services, or just wanted to, voice your opinions. So the website is psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. Again, it's the name of the show.com. psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. You can leave any questions or comments. You can email them at jill@psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. Again, that's Jill at the name of the show, psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. And if you're interested in any of my services or courses, you can text or call at 917-336-0054. Again, that's 917-336-0054. And if you're calling from outside the U.S., you use the country code 1 and then the number 917-336-0054. There is also a Facebook group, just for this audience, called Crystalline Exploration. So just check it out. You can search it in Facebook, find it, and request to be a part of the group. And there we'll talk about everything that I go over in this show, especially the crystalline exploration, where we're talking about different types of minerals and gemstones and stones that are not too common. I try and I'm always searching for new and exciting stones that can do amazing things both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I hope you enjoy the content on the website. Again, that's psychictodaywithjillroberts.com, and I really can't wait to hear from you.
Hi, and welcome to Psychic Today. I'm your host, Jill Roberts. Today, we're going to do a little bit more psychic stuff. I'm going to be doing a tarot reading, a crystal connections reading, and a mediumship reading. I know I've been doing a lot with the Crystalline Exploration series because I really enjoy crystals and also the whole vibratory ascension process and, stones of the new consciousness and this whole journey that actually kind of expands our awareness as well as deepens our psychic connections and development. So today we're going to do more on the psychic part of it, which I don't really like to use the word psychic, even though it is part of the show's title. It's kind of an umbrella term. There's so many different things. So I'm going to be, not only when I do the tarot reading, I, use channeling and mediumship with that. But whenever you do listen to this, these readings are applicable to you for that moment and that day. Not just because today is September 18th, and let's say you listen to it on the 20th or next month, that it's, I can't listen, this doesn't apply to me today because it was, done on September 18th. No, this applies to you whenever you listen to this show and this episode, okay? So Hold on, I'll be right back, and we'll start with the tarot. Hi, and welcome back. So we're going to start with the tarot reading. And I just want to let you know the deck that I used. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. It's Usi, Uusi. I found them on Instagram. And the paintings that they've done for the tarot, and they also have an oracle deck as well, but it's just absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. So instead of using the simple tarot, I used Usi's today. And all the pictures of the cards that I'm going to be using are going to be on the website for the show, psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. Again, psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. You can go there. You can listen to this episode. You can see the cards. And I'll put some meanings and keywords underneath each card. So that way you can thus then not have to do a refresher by listening to the whole segment again. So when I pulled for today's cards, one jumped out. And whenever you're shuffling your deck, if a card jumps out, it's meant to be applicable to today. So I was shuffling, and the card that came out was the 7 in the major arcana, the 6 in the major arcana, which is the Lovers. And it's a beautiful depiction of actually Adam and Eve in the Usi deck. Now, the Usi deck does not come with any booklets or meanings, so they are a little bit more for the person who's more familiar with tarot cards than a novice. However, you don't have to be an experienced tarot card reader to get this deck. I think one of the highlights of it, besides of the beautiful imagery, is you get to use your intuition more when you're using these cards. You know, a lot of us tend to bring the left side of our brain, the logical, analytical thinking part of our brain, into this more right-sided, creative, intuitive part that we should be using. So what I do like about this deck is it lets you not worry about what the booklet is saying or another resource online is saying. It's telling a story through the pictures. So it's a beautiful picture of Adam and Eve as lovers. And you have a tree with the serpent. Eve has her arms around Adam's neck, and there's an apple dangling there, and he's holding sort of a torchlight next to the tree. So again, these cards and these pictures will be up on the website and blog. You can look in the blog section because that's where it'll be on psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. So let's talk about the meaning of the Lovers. So some keywords here are a great love or business partnership, a choice between two options, balancing of opposing forces, and of course, attraction and beauty. You know, everyone loves the Lovers. This is the tarot card for true love partnerships and long-term happy relationships. In most traditional Rider-Waite-based decks, the Lovers card shows a naked man and a woman at the foot of the Archangel Raphael underneath the shining sun. And Raphael is the patron saint of healers, travelers, happy encounters, matchmakers, and the blind. Love is blind, after all. But in this deck, it is showing something a little bit different than the universal Rider-Waite. So, you may be looking for a new romance coming to your life. The imagery is different. We don't have Raphael here. We have Adam and Eve. And I think it is important that it's showing this because they are the first lovers, as Christianity would have it. So, again, you may be looking for a new romance, or you may be faced with making a choice between two very different situations. Either way, follow your heart. This is sometimes called, the Romeo and Juliet card, but that was tragic and unhealthy. So, and they were it was a relationship between children. Definitely not what this card is about. Instead, just think of it as, the Adam and Eve kind of card, because they really were in love and had it going on. They were the first lovers, so, the Lovers card is not just about romantic love, though. The lovers represent a true soul-level partnership where personalities or elements are in total healthy balance. This could be a friendship, a business partnership, or any place where two vibrant forces come together. So don't look at Adam and Eve as the tragedy, kind of like the Romeo and Juliet part of the Rider-Waite, but look at it as, love, the first true love, if it's going to be applicable to your romantic life as opposed to career and health, okay? So, or a partnership. Along the Fool's journey through the major arcana, this is one of the first lessons, that two are stronger than one. So, again, the Fool is card 0 in the major arcana, and he is you, and you're starting out on this journey. And this is what, the tarot is about. So, let's talk about some patterns and correspondences for the Lover's card. It's a major arcana card, which with the major arcana, it's a story of your life's journey and your spiritual growth. I don't really like to do zodiac signs attributing to tarot. I know I have many friends who include elements and, of course, zodiac signs and a whole bunch of other, stuff. But the zodiac sign for the Lovers is Gemini, which is the twins. So the Lovers tarot card meanings for love. So the Lovers card is one of the best cards for a healthy soul-based love relationship. This could be new love coming into your life or a deepening of an existing relationship. It's wonderfully a positive sign for beauty, attraction, affection, and long-lasting love. If you're looking for a new relationship, you'll soon be falling in love, overcoming trials together, and coming closer as a partnership. It'll be a long-lasting relationship based on respect and mutual admiration. If you're looking for something casual, be aware that your emotions might become entangled. Okay, so be honest with yourself and with your partners about your desires and align your actions with your words. For many people, this means no sleepovers or cuddling after the deed is done. If you have to decide between two partners, choose the steadier option because, he'll support you or she'll support you no matter what. Now, for the Lover's card meaning for work, you could be faced with a choice between two opposing forces, people, roles, or positions. Something that looks good on paper may not be the right choice. To make the best decision, follow your heart and, of course, your gut, which is also your intuition. A lot of people call their intuition their gut feeling. So follow that, okay? Your heart and your intuition, and make peace with your choice. It'll be the right one for you, even if no one else understands it. So just know that it only has to be right for you. This card also indicates a positive business partnership entering into your life. Is there someone in your professional world who balances your skills and weaknesses? Could you pair up to conquer your industry and projects together? This will be an equal partnership, not a situation where you delegate tasks. Be sure both understand your roles and get everything in writing before you commit to working together. The relationship will become long-lasting, mutual, beneficial, but it will not last forever. Prepare now for the eventual end. And now the Lover's card for health. So there's a balance of energy. When two people come together, they're stronger than one, like I said earlier. Use this balancing energy and the love of the people around you to guide you as you make decisions about your health. Buddy up with a partner for accountability and treat your relationship with respect. Make a commitment to a health plan or routine. Ideally, you could do this with another person or a community, and make that commitment the number one priority in your life. You won't be any good to anyone if you're unhealthy, ill, or in pain. And I can tell you this. Whenever I am a cancer survivor, I was diagnosed at 25 with a very rare cancer, and I was told I had 3 years to live. My surgeon literally told me that this cancer is going to, quote unquote, kill you, and you are going to, quote unquote, die. To hear the words kill you and die from your surgeon is really scary. And I grew up in a time where cancer was always a death sentence. And my cancer was not curable by chemo and radiation. So surgery was my only bet. And it was difficult, but I survived. I am now 43 years old, and I have 2 children, and I am cancer free. So believe me, I when I make an intention or I pray, I always ask for not only myself, but my family to be healthy and safe. Because without being healthy or without being safe, you don't have anything. Happiness and everything else emotionally, you make the decisions there. But sometimes health and security are not always an option that you have control over. So if you're unhealthy, ill, or in pain, you're no good to anyone. You must take care of yourself, but you don't have to go it alone. Ask for help and find a committed partner to support you as you make these life changes. Now, the Lover's card meaning for money and finances is a positive card about partnership and joining of two forces. So you may be receiving money from a partnership, from a relationship, or from a choice you may need to make. It indicates a positive outcome. However, money and support may not come from the sources you expect. If you need to choose between 2 options, don't convince yourself to choose the one that logically looks best on paper. That's not always, again, we're making the metaphor of how it looks on paper. Choose the one that feels best in your body. Focus on long-term goals, not short-term gains. And now the Lovers for spiritual guidance. Again, it's about balance and bringing together of 2 energies into one. Even though we must talk and walk our inner spiritual journeys alone, The process will be easier and more enjoyable if you do it in step with soul-level friends. Spiritual advancement doesn't happen in a vacuum. What we're doing here is a journey together. You can count me in as a friend, a soul-level friend in this enjoyable process. You need the support of wise people around you to guide you as you move along this path. Some of our greatest spiritual lessons come from interacting with people in our lives. A key relationship may hold the wisdom, experience, and lessons you seek. So this is the card that jumped out while I was shuffling for the card for today. And again, if you're listening this on any other day, whenever you listen to this applies to you. So the card that I pulled is the King of Cups. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the Lovers. So in this picture, you kind of have a king sitting near water. There's a ship in the background. He's got a beautiful, it could be bronze goblet or chalice that he's holding. And he kind of has a sash wrapped around him. And it's part of what he's wearing. And he's kind of looking off to the side into the horizon where this ship is and the water. And he's also could be also looking in a direction of somewhere we cannot see. So let's talk about the King of Cups. So some keywords are a loving and generous person, a great parent and life partner, kindness, trust, forgiveness, and nurtures creative endeavors. The King of Cups tarot card is the master of loyalty, commitment, and love. He's a great guide and counselor who oversees his domain with kindness, tolerance, and dependability. So with the Lover's card, if you're looking for a new love, this man is walking right into your life, and soon. He's a calm influence when there's emotional trouble, and he loves to support the arts, music, nature, and activities at home. Traditionally, the card of the King of Cups is sitting on his floating throne, holding a cup in one hand and a scepter in the other. And this is based on what the Rider-Waite shows. Again, we're using Usi, and the cards again will be on the website. He's the master of emotional realm and rules with a firm hand, while exhibiting kindness, compassion, and commitment to family. And the reason why I talk and I give you the example of what generally is in the Rider-Waite and what card deck I'm using is because the Rider-Waite is the universal deck, and a lot of card decks are based on the Rider-Waite. This one is there's a lot of similarities, but not necessarily based on the Rider-Waite. So I'm kind of giving you just an example of what both cards show. So so like all court cards, the King of Cups usually stands for an actual person in your life. In this case, it would be a loving and generous person, male or female, who's a wonderful life partner and parent, or who has the potential to be one, given the right circumstances. This card can also represent a role you're ready to play in your own life. Model the King of Cups dependability, loyalty, and trust by being dependable, loyal, and trustworthy yourself. So let's talk about some patterns and correspondences for this card. The Cup suit rules the emotions. The suit of cards, if you're using a regular card deck, would be hearts. The timeline is weeks to months. So like I said, he's coming into your life soon. I would cap it at 3 months into the future. The king is an expanding and sharing wisdom, and the element here is water. So let's talk about the King of Cups when it comes to love. So the King of Cups is a great life partner and parent. So if you're looking for a loving and stable relationship with a kind and committed person who will be with you for life, then this is a fantastic sign. Your king is on his or her way. If you want to have a one-night stand, look elsewhere. The king has mastered his fleeting desires. He only has time and desire for long-term and committed relationships. If you're in an existing relationship that is struggling, or you want to take a deeper model your behavior on the kings. In every interaction with everyone in his life, the King of Cups is dependable, loyal, and trustworthy. Look toward every relationship you have, personal and professional. Are people able to rely on you to be dependable? Are you fiercely loyal? Are you honest and open? When all of your relationships are stable and respectful, those standards will flow into your romantic partnership. You are responsible for making this relationship work. And if it isn't working, you are responsible for deciding on whether you should leave or stay. It's all within your power. So now let's talk about the meaning for work. If you want to travel the world for business, sell your art internationally, or otherwise conquer the world with your accomplishment, this is an excellent card to see. The King of Cups is a master of every world he works in. In this card represents an actual person in your life. It's likely to be somebody, possibly international leadership role. If there is no king in your professional world, become the king. To be King of Cups, you must act as the king would act. You need to believe what the king believes and think kingly thoughts. To become the king, you must become the king. You can't think your way into this. You must change your beliefs, your actions, and the way you look at the world. Now, let's talk about the King of Cups for health. This is a positive sign for health. The King of Cups has mastered his own self-care and now has the extra energy to take care of others. So with the Lover's card, it was take stock of your own health and start self-care. So that goes hand in hand with this. The king is mastering that. Okay, so model yourself after the King of Cups by making your health your number one priority, just like the Lover's card. Not second, not after you take care of others, not later. Your health must be number one. It's kind of like in an airplane when they give you the instructions if there is, heaven forbid, a crash where you put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then attend to others. Well, it's the same thing here. Attend to yourself first and then to others, because you won't be good to anybody else if you're ill or not taking care of yourself properly. So this means health comes first every single day in every single interaction. When you hold yourself to this high standard, you'll create a body and a life that'll inspire others. You'll have the energy, strength, and ability to take care of your family. You must take care of yourself first. There are no exceptions to this rule. So now let's talk about the King of Cups tarot card meaning for money and finances. The King of Cups has more than enough money and success to go around. He has mastered his own needs and now has extra money, time, and resources to share with others. If there is someone in your life who can act as a financial mentor, ask them for advice and guidance. You will need help to become the king of your financial world. You don't need investment tips or complex tax advice, you need an advisor who can help you understand your financial weaknesses and teach you emotional control. Take action on what you learn and track your progress. You are not alone in this quest, okay? But you are the only one who can do the work. You must focus on changing your mindset to receive the greatest abundance of the universe has to offer, and never give up on your goals. Your financial health is 100% your responsibility. No one else can do this for you. And now let's talk about the King of Cups, meaning for spiritual guidance. All right, he is able to reach out to others without hesitation or expectation. His center is so strong, there is nothing in the world that could shake him. He has faith in himself. His faith is stronger than belief. It's so well integrated into his being that he's able to offer extreme love, forgiveness, and compassion to others without fear of losing himself. To continue your spiritual journey, you must first create a foundation of self-trust and certainty. When you know and trust yourself completely, you will walk into the flames without fear. And of course, as I always say, surround yourself with grateful people. It's extremely important to have gratitude and to be grateful, because gratitude, appreciation, and love all are intertwined. So this is the tarot card readings. Again, it was the Lovers who jumped out, and then the King of Cups. So hold on, I'll be right back with our crystal connections. Hi, this is Jill Roberts from the show Psychic Today, and I want to talk about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. Number two, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Number three, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many other different apps and platforms. You can make money from your podcast, and this is a biggie, with no minimum listenership. With so many other podcast creators out there that I've tried, I would only use Anchor. I mean, there's no fee. It's completely free, and everything is at your fingertips. It's everything you need to make in a podcast in one place. So now download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Again, that's Anchor, ANCHOR.FM, or download the Anchor app. And I can't wait to hear your podcast. Welcome back to Psychic Today, and now we're going to do the crystal connection reading part of today's show. Now, I used Adam Barrett's crystal connection message cards. There are 70 of them, and so they have all of the beautiful natural raw stones on there. 70 of them anyway. And even though I don't see some of my favorite azestolites in there, I still love this deck. So as I was shuffling, like the tarot, a card jumped out, and the card was Cinnabar. Now, Cinnabar, I again will post this on the blog of Psychic Today with JillRoberts.com. It's a beautiful looking stone. It's whitish with red inclusions, and not iron type of red, but a red, like almost a fall color red. So it's perfect just for this time of year. So what this crystal is intending for us, whenever you're listening to this, is there's an aspect of your life that needs to return to balance. It may be your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual well-being. You already have all the tools you need to succeed. They are all within you. All you need to do is master them. Call on your superpowers. Don't play small. Spice up your life. It's time to be brilliant and take center stage. And this goes hand in hand with the tarot reading for today. Be the king, in your life, in whatever aspect, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or mentally. Be that presence. Be honest, be loyal, be trustworthy, and that'll come back to you as well. There is an affirmation for this card, and what it is I weave my magic and create my perfect life. I love today's readings because they're just so full of possibility and positivity. There's, with everything that's going on in the world, we always can use some of the positive aspects and influences. So again, I weave my magic and create my perfect life. So this is the card that jumped out. So it was like, yes, this has to be said for today. The other stone that I drew was magnetite lodestone. Okay, and it is kind of different colored. It's basically brown with some red inclusions, and it's kind of blue on top. You'll see the picture on the website. And with magnetite lodestone, good fortune is coming, but an overzealous approach may scare it away. So look for blessings and miracles to be grateful for. Again, use your intuition. Use your gut feeling, because you will never go wrong. Like the tarot, just because it looks good on paper does not mean that that's the right situation for you. See how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right. And it doesn't make a difference what other people say. If they disagree, you have to go with what your intuition is telling you. So rather than focusing on pursuing what you want, devote time and energy to preparing yourself to receive it. Trust that you deserve good, and the universe will find ways to deliver it. So know that it's coming. Whether it's romantic love, like from the Lovers, or, that part of the King of Cups where it's has to do with your finances and a partnership in that. It's just know that the ideas that are brewing, the things, steps that you're taking everything in the right direction. And of course, always follow your inner guidance, your gut, your intuition. It won't ever, ever steer you wrong. And the affirmation for magnetite lodestone is, I deserve good in my life, and it comes easily and effortlessly. I love these. We are so blessed to have these influences in our lives, because everything that I've pulled so far has been just not only complimentary of each other, from tarot to oracle with the Crystal Connections deck, but it's really just all going to be wonderful. So I deserve good in my life, and it comes easily and effortlessly. So I find it funny that when I did both of the tarot and the crystal connections, that there were two cards for today for each of the types of readings. And so we have a kind of not only backup and giving excess information to the main card that we were drawing, but it's enhancing it. So the intentions for today and or whenever you are listening to this applies to you when you hear this, okay? When you listen to this episode. So don't forget to go over to Psychic Today with JillRoberts.com. I will be taking pictures of these cards. I will be uploading them to the blog, so they will be there very shortly. I try to do them the same day as soon as I have a moment, because I like to put a lot of links in there if possible. And but definitely look around the site, because there are a lot of different things there that's just for you, just for this audience, because you guys are amazingly supportive. You're on this journey with me, and I'm just so grateful and blessed to have all of you. So hold on, and I'll be right back with the mediumship reading for today. Welcome back to Psychic Today. I'm your host, Jill Roberts, and now we're going to get to the mediumship reading portion of the show. Now, when I do my own mediumship readings with clients, I have a deck I made myself, and that is for something other than the card of the day. So, what I do use for situations like this would be the Talking to Heaven deck, which is done by Doreen Virtue and James Van Praagh. They're very spiritual. They're focused on mediumship. And I let all of my clairsenses, when I am shuffling these cards and I'm using these cards, I let them come in and guide me, tell me when to stop, give me excess information on what the card is about. And so these cards are perfect for doing a one-a-day type of situation. So if you're looking for guidance, if you're missing one of your loved ones badly, it's a great deck to just be able to pull. The ones that I've made are a little bit different. They have different jobs, different ways people have passed. I mean, there's just so many that go into it, with numbers for dates and anniversaries and birthdays. It's not a proper deck to use for the a card of the day. And, I will use my deck with a client for guidance, but I also do 3 to 4 channeling sessions before I even meet with the client, because I don't want to know because there's always one person that we want to hear from. And I don't want to know who that person is. I want my clients to never doubt that the person coming through isn't their loved one. So when I do my channeling sessions, I will do them 3 to 4 days. They don't have to be consecutively, but I do 3 to 4 channeling sessions to the upcoming appointment. And then we do that over Zoom conference where I can record it and my clients get a recording of the session, because sometimes things come up in readings that they may not get right away, especially depending on how far in the grieving process they are, how soon after the death of their loved one it is. So depending on that, something might click, a week, a month, or a year later, and they're like, "Oh, what was that Jill said?" And and even the best note takers, you're not going to get everything. So by doing it via Zoom, number one, you get a very good connection because we're using fiber optics. And a lot of times, many, many times, our loved ones used to be able to connect via the landline. When you do phone readings, I find that doing these Zoom meetings are actually even more evidentiary than meetings in person. I can often see the person behind my client on a Zoom conference. I can, tell them what they look like at that moment. But what I do by channeling is before we even start, I let my client know who the person is by name. And these are complete strangers, so I don't know their loved ones. So I usually get a name. I get a cause of passing. I get what they did for a living. I get what they look like, certain characteristics, what they were wearing when they've come in, what some experiences and memories that they've had with their loved one. I mean, I try and get as much evidential information by channeling before I even start the reading, because if I'm going to do it, and believe me, I love doing mediumship readings, and I could do, one every hour, but I take almost 2 hours, sometimes more, with the clients. And I will do a client once a week because I like to do those channeling sessions ahead of time. Because what's important to me is that my client knows that it's their loved one. There is no doubt in their mind. I am not pulling anything out of the air it's, your grandmother is coming through and she's, it's not ever a cold reading. It's a reading that there is no possible way I could know this information. So I haven't had a bad experience yet. I've been doing this for many, many years. And so this is a little bit different as a type of mediumship reading than that, because this is a reading from your loved ones to you. Okay. And even though it's not on an individual basis, it is though. Even though you're not on a conference with me, what is being brought up applies to every single one of you, with that person you miss and love. Okay, so the card that I got was, "We are so connected." And it's a pretty card. It has a bunch of kind of bubbles, with it almost looks like air balloons in the bubbles. I don't know. You can see for yourself, and of course, there's clouds where it says we are so connected. This is a very nice deck to have. It's also great when you're feeling, sad and you're missing your loved one, to pull a card and see what they have to say. So the card is we are so connected. And what your loved one is saying is this: I've been able to review my life here in heaven, and I've seen how perfectly everything we do is woven together. There are no accidents or wrong turns. Everything makes sense now. I wanted to give you this exciting news that in my life review, I saw that you and I have a strong soul connection through many lifetimes. We've been each other's teachers, sometimes in unpleasant ways, several times. In this lifetime, we were magnetically drawn together because we had mutual work to do for ourselves personally and for others. And now that I'm here, our connection remains strong, just like when I was living in my body. Our thoughts are in sync with one another. We often think of each other simultaneously. So think of me and know that I'm doing the same, always with love. So know that your loved ones are with you. They are around you. That those don't, just pass over those little synchronicities or the little gifts that they leave you that is specific to that particular person. Like I've said on here before, my grandmother leaves me bobby pins everywhere. And I don't know where you can even buy bobby pins in New York City anymore. Um, she used to, and it's her calling card. She used to sleep in bobby pins my whole life. I've seen her do this. So after her passing, um, it'll be 2 years in December. And we were very, very close. And she was very, I guess you'd say, psychic herself. Um, so she had strong clair abilities in life, and she has very strong communication skills in spirit. Um, she leaves bobby pins all over. I mean, I've never had so many bobby pins in my in my life. I find them on the street. When I look down, there'll be one right there in my path. Or I'll find one in my house. I never bought bobby pins, so it's not like I've had them and they're just kind of, they show up. And that is also a gift if you find something from your loved one that's not in the right place. That is a gift too. But this is how far out my grandmother, whom I call Nanny, goes. Okay, Nanny knows no bounds. One time she said to me, Jill, it's getting kind of hard to find bobby pins to leave for you. And because I saw a child's, little girl's kind of hair clip. And I thought, oh, maybe that's from Nanny. And I said, and I like I told you shouldn't do, I, shrugged it off and said, no, it's not a bobby pin, so it's not Nanny. And that's when I got the message, Jill, it's getting hard to find bobby pins. That was from me. And I said, okay. And a couple hours later, I'm walking, and here in New York City, we really don't look up much, even though there are all these beautiful buildings with amazing architecture, especially at the tops of them, the shorter buildings, not just the skyscrapers. But we tend to kind of either look forward or look down because, we're on our way somewhere and we're busy and we're not thinking about, the life and the universe and our loved ones in spirit. We're generally thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that, or it's a routine. And so a couple hours later, I look down and there's a bobby pin right there in the middle of the sidewalk. And so I took a picture of it because I said, she just told me it's hard to find them a couple hours ago, but she found one for me. So our loved ones leave us these gifts. And also, scent is another way they can express themselves. If there was a specific cologne or perfume or even moisturizer, and you smell it out of nowhere, that's them saying, "Hi, I love you. I'm still here." So today's message is very poignant in that your loved one is telling you that in their life review, they've seen that you guys were so connected beyond the physical, and you're still so connected right now. So it's a wonderful card along with the other readings that we've had today. So I just want to take the time out to say that I appreciate and I am grateful for you listeners, that you make this possible for me to do, and especially for taking this journey with me. I'm sending you all my love and light, and don't forget the cards will be on Psychic Today with JillRoberts.com. I tried to make the website and the blog as easy to remember as possible, so I figured let me name it after the show. .com. So again, it's Psychic Today with Jill Roberts, JILL, Roberts, ROBERTS.com. May you have a wonderful day ahead.